In HTML, we use table element to display data in a tabular format like this. Usually nowadays, we don't use this table element in HTML. We use something else called flexbox and grid. Don't worry, both tutorials are on the way. For now, let's learn table tag. So let's create a table using the table element. Now everything between this table tag is part of this table. So for adding row in a table, we need to use tr tag, which stands for table row. And between this tr tag, we will add data. So for adding data, we use this td tag. Here I write January, and let's create one more td and write $50. Now save the changes and let's run this HTML file with live server. See, we get our first row. Now let's add another row. So for that, I create a new table row using tr tag, and inside this we add td stands for table data, February, and another td for $100. Save it and take a look. We get our two rows. Now one thing here, I zoom in the browser so you can see clearly. It's how this table looks without zoom, so don't get confused by this. Now let's add some styles to our table so it looks nice. So let's create a new file called style.css, and we will link this file with our HTML file so that all styles will apply to our HTML file. So write link :CSS, and VS Code will generate this automatically. Now in style.css, first I write style for table element. So I write table, and in curly brackets, first I write border for applying a border. Now this border takes three values. First for the thickness of the border, which is 1 pixel. Second for border style, which means we want our border solid, dotted, double, etc. I need solid. And last value for border color. Let's say black. Save the changes and take a look. See, we get our border. Now let's add borders for individual table data cells. So write td and in curly brackets border 1 pixel solid gray. Save the changes and take a look. See, we get our border to each cell. But here we get this little gap between each border, which might not look good for table. So we have to remove this gap. For that, we have one property called border collapse. So in table style, we write border collapse and we set to collapse. So our border gets collapse with each other. Let me show you that. Save the changes and see our border gets collapse. Now I want to give some space to this data. So in td, we add padding 5 pixel for top and bottom and 10 pixel for left and right. Let's see the changes. So now our table looks nice and clean. Wait for a minute. I am going to create the ultimate HTML and CSS course with real world projects, and all explanation are pretty simple and easy to understand. So if you are interested in that, you can send me a message on my Instagram account. I have a special offer for all of you who are watching me on YouTube. Let's continue this. Now let's add cells heading for table. So back to our HTML file, and before this tr tag, we add another table row. And inside this row, we need two headings. So for headings, we add ts tag. First heading is months and another heading is savings. Let's save it and take a look. See, we get headings, but I want the same border as we get in table data. So in style.css, I add here th. So all styles apply to both these elements and we don't need to write duplicate code. Now I want to add another heading just for table information. So before this table row, we add another table row, and inside it, we add only one th for single heading, which is for vacation. Save the changes and take a look. We get our single heading, but we also get this empty cell, which we don't want it. So for that heading, we have one property called Colspan, and we set it on 2. Colspan is a number of columns that we want to merge. By default, its value is 1 and we set it on 2, so it merged 2 columns. Let's save this and see our column gets merged. So our table works well as we want. But there are some semantic tags for HTML that we have to add. Also without that, it works fine, but it's not a good practice for SEO and screen readers. So we have 3 semantic tags for table. Semantic means meaningful. First one is for thead, second one is for tbody, and last one is for tfoot. So first we add thead, and between this tag, we move our 2 heading rows. So select this code using shift and arrow keys, and after selecting, only press Alt key or Option key, and with the help of up and down arrow, we can move code. Now we add tbody after the thead tag, and move these 2 rows inside tbody tag. Now last one, tfoot, stands for table footer. So after this closing tbody tag, we add tfoot, and inside it, we add one table row, and we add data for total, and another is $150. Save the changes and take a look. See, we get our table with nice, clear and semantic tag, which is the best practice for your web development career. So let's recap what we learned. For creating a table in HTML, we have table element, and for adding a row, we have tr tag. So whenever you add new row, just use tr tag, and inside it, if you want to add data, use td tag, and if you want to add heading, then use ts tag. Simple as that. And we see 3 semantic tags for table. First one is thead, so move all lines related to heading in thead tag. Then we have tbody, so move all lines related to table body in tbody tag. And then last one is tfoot, so move all lines related to table footer tfoot tag if you have footer. It's just a good practice as web developer. So I hope you learned how to create tables in HTML and how to style them using CSS. If you have some doubts, you can ask me in comment section or on my Instagram account. And a lot of tutorials are coming. Till then, goodbye and have a nice day.